Also, I want to touch on something, a little tip, because I keep seeing people do it and it's wrong. One of only 200 ever made. Let me just get the first 2 in, and then I can show you my little trick that I use. Yo, welcome back to the channel. Need to turn round. Got them battling here whether to go out in the light or try and get in there out of the noise, because there's some roofers out there just making a racket. Anyway, fuse board upgrade, consumer unit upgrade, whatever. I always say fuse board. I know it's not a fuse board. I do get corrected all the time. It's a consumer unit. Anyway, obviously, if you've been watching the channel now, you know it's Verso. So I've got my little box of goodies. Got all the gear that I need, just a load of RCBOs, new tails pack, some offcuts of tails just in case they reach, new earth block, some packs of the fire grommets. I don't know if I'm going to use them yet. I've also got the sheet of ply that I'll cut down. It depends. I don't always know exactly what I'm going to do when I go to a job for a fuse board. I might batten it off and put it on a piece of ply. I might just screw it to the wall and use the fire grommets, or in this case I might just use them conduit nipples as little feet and just put that behind each one just to step it off, and there'd be no ply. Yes, they are called conduit nipples. You like that one, don't you, James? Yeah, or conduit nipples. I think I'll probably do the ply, but it depends on what sort of space we've got. It was quite a tight little board. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to go over there. We're also going to be rewiring the whole kitchen, new cooker feed, bonding, I think, earth bonding, I think, stuff like that. But obviously I'm not doing that today. I'm going to start by upgrading the consumer unit. Got my gear ready. Got the new velocity tester bag. Well, it's not new, but it's new to me. It's fairly new, I think. Probably a year, maybe. Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's got that clip there. Get rid of that. Get in there like so. I wanted a big bag. Well, see, it's that new to me. I've still not even undone that. I wanted a pretty big bag there, some of the dividers, to put my gear, because I was sick of having it in that CK case that I have and just ramming it all in. So it's got a nice hard protective shell to protect the limited edition, one of only 200 ever made. Yes, that's correct, one of 200. Anyway, so I just wanted something a bit more solid, and it just seemed velocity was the way to go. So I'm sure you've all seen Nicholas Bundy's video on that bag already, and if you've not, why have you not? Go over and have a look. He's done a good review of that bag. Got different camera angles and everything, bird's eye view, front view, rear view, stuff like that. Anyway, let's go over to the job and start mounting the Versos. We're in. There's the board. Surprisingly needed a lot of gear just to change a board, and no doubt I'll be running back and forth to the van anyway, so that won't be it. But yeah, all I'm going to do, write a list down on this cardboard, real life stuff, what circuits what, mark it up, rip it out, and we'll go on from there. I need to leave some spare circuits in the new board for a couple of new kitchen circuits. It's quite tidy inside here. I already looked on the survey, I'll show you in a moment. Very tidy. Told you, it's really neat for an old board, unlike it's been touched. As you can see, there's all my markings, Roman numerals, and I just wrote them there for what they are. So that's dead straightforward. I can rip this out now. I won't lose the cables. There's a couple of things I noticed. Garage is on a 2.5 by the looks of it, on a 32 amp, so I'm going to derate that. Someone's also just added a socket around there, straight off that 32. I know it's only one socket and it's not quite an issue for that reason, but I'll probably just put it on its own, if I've got space, that is. If not, I'll leave it on the garage because I'm going to derate that one anyway. I don't know, actually, it might be a 4mm, that garage. Still, anyway, yeah, so time to rip out. Damn, Well, that was probably the most difficult board I've ever removed. Big flatheads in both top corners that just would not budge. Tried the impact, it's just bent that. It just absolutely annihilated it to get it off. Show it you. Look at that. Annihilated it to get it off. Just would not budge. Would not budge. Tell you what, whoever fitted it last time done a proper job. Armoured, glanded, banjoed. Just a good job. 25mm tails, 16mm earth. They had the tails going through a proper bush with that on the end, with the female bush, is it called, on the end, stop it scratching. I mean, obviously now we can't just use that, it's not fire. It's quite a big hole, but for its time, they've done a belting job, whoever it was. So, big up to you. Righty, I went for the nipples. Yeah, so we got 3 rings here, so before I even try it, let's test the rings together, eh? No fake stuff, just real raw footage. So I'm going to write my ring results there. I'm expecting the kitchen sockets not to be a ring because there's lads in there that have ripped it all apart, took sockets off and all sorts, so. But I'm going to be redoing that anyway, so that's not an issue. Also, I want to touch on something, a little tip, because I keep seeing people do it and it's wrong. So first, obviously null the leads. And they are. So let's start with this ring. Can you see the tester? No, you can't. Start with that ring. That's 0.36 on the R1s, and that's V111. So that is the downstairs sockets. 0.36. Neutrals. Sorry, I had a pen in my mouth. Oh, 0.30. So actually a little bit out there by 6. So there's a bit, 3130. We'll put 30 because that's where it's settling at. And obviously we'll go looking for a bit of a loose live. Next one. Sorry, I've got this in my mouth. Twisted to go, so let's do that. And we're on 0.45. 0.45. Right, I'm not going to show you the other 2 rings just because he'll be sat there for ages, but let me just show you something. Right, so obviously there's our readings on that one. I don't know how well you can see them, but they're there. Let's move the tester out of the way. So, right, so I see people do this all the time. 0.36 plus 0.45 divided by 4 equals that. And that's what they're expecting on the R1, R2, but it's wrong. That is not done correctly. So let's just simplify it. You need to press, so obviously you need to be 0.36 plus 0.45 equals, then divide it by 4, and it's 0.20. So that's the reading that we should expect. Obviously I'm not going to write that on the certificate, but I'm going to write it on here so I know when I go to test it. That's what I'm expecting, 0.20, 0.21 probably. Reason being, obviously if you just simplify it and say 1 plus 3, we already know is 4, divided by 4, so obviously 1 plus 3 is 4, divided by 4 should be 1, but it's not, it's 1.75, so and believe me, I see a lot of people doing it that way. You have to do 1 plus 3 equals that divided by 4. Obviously the reason for that is it's doing it the correct way, because you put in a division. So obviously let me just write it, can you see this? 1 plus 3 divided by 4. You're, without pressing equals at that point, you're writing that whole sum. and then equaling it. So what it's doing is it's doing 3 divided by 4 plus 1, because that's how you're supposed to do it in maths. Obviously you do the division before you do the plus. I don't know why I've just become some kind of maths teacher, but yeah, anyway, you probably already all know that, but that's the reason. So if we did, as you can see, 3 divided, I did 3 divided by 4 equals 0.75 plus 1. That's what that is doing when you don't press equals at that point. So 1 plus 3 equals 4, then divided by 4 to get your answer. So when you're calculating your R1, R2 expected reading, do R1 plus R2 equals, then divide by 4. Boom. Buzz bar. Show you my little trick that I use for the buzz bars, make sure it's all in. Obviously I've just got my earths in. Some of them are quite short actually, like these. Might have to extend them actually. Yeah, may have to extend them. But let me just get the first 2 in, and then I can show you my little trick that I use, because I can't do it free-handed. So there's my little trick. Look, stick your phone on there. Get the camera on half time so you can see. That way, when you're tightening up, obviously I'm using an impact right now, but I'm not going to go mad on it. Obviously, I'm just closing the clamps, as you can see, and move it along. I just close the clamps to make sure they are on the right side of the buzz bar, like that. Missed one. Like that, just work your way along. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I thought I'd give you a little rundown of where we're up to. Most of the circuit's connected up now. I've left a 40 and a 32 spare, depending on what oven goes in. I'm not too sure yet. The 6mm that was the old oven is just in a way you go up in the top there out of the way, because that doesn't need connecting back up, because it may need replacing for a 10mm cable. That obviously just needs to go over there, which I've not done yet. And I'm just waiting for my mate DNOto to whip round and connect that up for us. I'm going to change that earth block as well to a other earth block, a new one. I know what it is. The gas motor's already bonded as well in 10mm. Whoever done this job originally done a really good job. As you've seen, the tails were 25mm, 16mm earth, board was solid, dead neat, armoured was glanded in properly. They've got earth tags on everything, as they should have. And that's that done. Another beauty by Verso. I'm not fire sealing the back of this one because I've got another cable to get in from the kitchen at some point, so the job's not complete. But yeah, nice one. That's the alarm going off. Tony's bin, beauty, DNOto, and then obviously all this mess here. I'm going to just hoover up now with the beautiful V-Tough Mini, M-Class and all that. Obviously, you probably don't want to watch that, do you? So, if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you on the next video. Peace!